Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah. I want to share something that happened this morning that I know is very significant. I woke up this morning and I felt the presence of the Lord, our Father, the Holy Spirit, Yeshua, on me, and His presence was heavily on me, and I rejoiced because the last couple of weeks I have not felt that type of presence, and I've been experiencing some new manifestations similar to what I used to have when I was very, very close and broken, and then he's been, I think we go through different seasons, and now I just went through a period of just quiet, and this morning I woke up with His presence and I was very grateful, and I determined that I was going to spend some time in prayer and just reading the Word. So when I went to prayer, I was just praying against the evil that we see all around us. It's really, I know you can relate, it's so grievous, And I was asking our Father to please bring retribution onto the evil ones. And I heard when I was finished and I was praying that He would just come as the mighty warrior and that He would just destroy this wickedness. And I heard Psalm 21 when I was finished. And I'm going to read this, not in the New King James Version. I have quite a few versions of the Bible, and the Lord usually leads me to whichever version I need to read that will give me the most clarity of what He's trying to say. He's our Father, and He can do that with any version of the Bible that you have. That's what I believe. Psalm 21. How the king rejoices in your strength, O Lord. He shouts with joy because you give him victory. For you have given him his heart's desire. You have withheld nothing he requested. You welcomed him back with success and prosperity. You placed a crown and finest gold on his head. He asked you to preserve his life, and you granted his request. The days of his life stretch on forever. Your victory brings him great honor, and you have clothed him with splendor and majesty. You have endowed him with eternal blessings and given him the joy of your presence. For the king trusts in the Lord. The unfailing love of the Most High will keep him from stumbling. Now listen to this. And remember that we are chosen. We are a chosen people. We are kings and priests unto our Father. You will capture all your enemies. Your strong right hand will seize all who hate you. You will throw them in a flaming furnace when you appear. The Lord will consume them in His anger. Fire will devour them. You will wipe their children from the face of the earth. They will never have descendants. Although they plot against you, their evil schemes will never succeed, for they will turn and run when they see your arrows aimed at them. Rise up, O Lord, in all your power. With music and singing we celebrate your mighty acts. Now, as I'm sitting here, I'm realizing I should have taken one of the business cards the Father had me make out of the clouds that He moved around, and He created a picture in the clouds and told me to take a picture of it, and it was His hand, it was His fist around an arrow. And remember, he told me and many others that we are his arrow. For they will turn and run when they see your arrows aimed at them. And then I want to read 2 Esdras chapter 13, some parts of that. I'm just going to read a few verses here and there. I don't have a lot of time to read the whole thing. It says, "And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and behold, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I saw, and behold, this wind caused to come up from the midst of the sea, as it were the likeness of a man. And I saw, and behold, that man flew with the clouds of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him." I have seen the ocean like that, and I knew it was our Father, and it was roaring, and I was under a bright light, and I was watching it. And I had just received a prayer from Bob Jones and Todd Bentley. They had been to a conference and they offered this prayer to those who wanted, prayer for deeper revelation of the Spirit, and etc. And I was confused about that because I don't want to get into all of it, but I received the prayer. It was online. I received the prayer, and that night I was in this dream, but it was an experience, and I saw that ocean. I saw the ocean roaring, and it was our Father. And a tidal wave rose up, and it was about ready to crash down on me. And I woke up out of bed, and I fell to the floor on my face, crying and repenting and weeping, because I knew that prayer that I had received from Bob Jones and Todd Bentley was a deception. You look around, and the deception is unbelievable. You don't know who to believe. Think of how many people Bob Jones has impacted. Look at Rick Joyner, who supported Todd Bentley all those years. Anyway, I'll never forget that. So I want to keep reading because here's what the Lord showed me. Let's see where I'm going to start reading. Okay. "And I saw, and behold, he carved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I sought to see the region or place where the mountain was graven, and I could not. And after this I saw, and behold, all they which were gathered together to fight against him were sore afraid, and yet dared fight. And behold, as he saw the assault of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held spear, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw how that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a flood of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks of the storm. And these were all mixed together, the flood of fire, the flaming breath, and the great storm, and fell upon the assault of the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned all of them up, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust of ashes and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was amazed. Afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call to him another multitude which was peaceful. And many people came to him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, some of them were bound, and some brought of those who were offered. Then through great fear I awakened, and prayed to the Most High, and said, You have showed your servant these wonders from the beginning, and have counted me worthy that you should receive my prayer. And now show me moreover the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe to those who will be left in those days, and much more woe to those who are not left. For those who were not left will be in heaviness, understanding the things that are laid up in the latter days, but not attaining to them. But woe to them also that are left for this cause, For they shall see great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet it is better for one to be in peril and to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world and not to see the things that will happen in the last days. Oh! Ho! 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 The ones who are left will be the most blessed, because they will fight with our King and overcome the enemy, and they will rule and reign in his kingdom, and it will be in Jerusalem. I just wanted to share that because it was great confirmation for me. I love you all, and I hope to see you soon. Yah bless you.